Christ Community Church, it's July 4th weekend. Can you believe it? What have you got planned this weekend? You're going to be doing some cookouts, maybe backdoor swimming pool stuff, maybe eat some s'mores tomorrow night, watch the fireworks. The whole thing about the 4th, it's about freedom. And I'm going to take just a few minutes right now just to share with you what my thoughts about freedom, because I believe that Jesus had such an incredible desire for you and I to live as free people. But with all these things going on, you've got the coronavirus is still rampaging, surging. You've got the whole racial tension going on, things taking place. Just had a great talk with Pastor McConnell, and we're digging into even a little deeper some of the things that are going on with our culture, just things that we need some help with. Then you get into just these issues just of everyday life. You just have struggles. I don't know about you, but it seems like I turn around and there's a struggle I've got with different things. It could be financial, it could be relational, it could be physical. You just got all these pressures that just come against you over and over and over again. And I just feel like the Lord just spoke to me, just a word for right now. So we'll take just a few more minutes with this. But the Bible tells us in 1 John 4:4, listen to this. It says this, I'm just going to summarize it for you. It says, the greater one lives within you. Who is he who overcomes the world? It says, he who believes that Jesus is the Son of God. It says, and how do you know you've overcome the world? Because the greater one lives within you, the greater one. And I just want to talk to you just for a second about the greater one living within you. No matter what pressures are coming against you, maybe you've lost your job. We've had so many people been laid off. We got so much uncertainty with this COVID that has just knocked every available factor in society has been knocked for a loop. It's just unbelievable the amount of tension that's going on in corporate America. The things are going on in our, if you would, bars and restaurants and private proprietorships and ownerships where they're laying people off, and we're just kind of like trying to figure out what's the new normal. Well, the Bible tells you and I that the greater one lives within you. What are we talking about? Well, with the relationship with Jesus Christ, is the Lord comes to put his spirit within you. And when his spirit is in you, the greater one, he's greater than that fear. He's greater than that worry. He's greater than that tension. He's greater than those depressing moments that just come against all of us. The greater one lives within you. Just remember that when Jesus birthed you into his kingdom, he brought you into a relationship with his Father through his blood sacrifice. He enabled you and I to be able to stay with confidence. All this stuff going on in society around us, all this stuff in our culture, but you know what? The greater one lives within me. The greater one lives within me. And because he lives in me, therefore, listen to this. I'm going to get into here's the crux. Here's the great news. Because he lives in me, Romans 8 comes into play. The Apostle Paul, towards the end of Romans 8, asks 7 questions. And I won't go through all 7 questions. But one of the things he asks, he says, who condemns you? He goes, it can't be Jesus, because Jesus died for you. And if God doesn't condemn you, he goes, God's love, God's grace is greater than all condemnation that comes against you. So sometimes you fall short. Sometimes you have a pity party. Sometimes you have a meltdown. Sometimes you explode in anger. Sometimes you speak words of doubt and unbelief. And sometimes you just have these pressures where you just don't respond in a Christ-like way. That's okay in terms of just go to the Lord, get forgiveness, and realize that he doesn't condemn you. Then he goes on to say this. I think it's in verse 37 of Romans 8. It says, listen to this. It says that in him, get this, in him, he freely gives us all things. I think it's in verse 31. But in verse 37 it says, in him we overwhelmingly conquer. Why? Because the greater one lives within us. So as you think about this weekend, you think about July 4th, you think about independence, I'm here to tell you, you are free from fear. You are free from worry. You are free from depression. You are free from anxiety. You are free from tension. I'm telling you, speaking to you, declaring to you. Why is that? Because the greater one lives within you. Because he lives in you, I'm here just to encourage you. You overwhelmingly conquer. Now, isn't that good news? Doesn't that just bring a smile to your face to realize, man, through Jesus, I overwhelmingly conquer. I don't know about you, but I've had meltdowns. I've had moments. I've had all kinds of emotional things go up and down, back and forth. But I'm here just to give you the word of the Lord. Number one, the greater one lives within you. Number two, you overwhelmingly conquer through him. It's always through him. And because of him, you overwhelmingly conquer. So I hope you have a great 4th of July. Don't forget, we have an outdoor service at 9:30 coming. You may want to bring an umbrella for shade, or something to protect yourself, because sometimes it gets a little hot out there. Then 11 o'clock, we'll be indoors. We'll do our service. We want you to join us. We got a special. I'm just so excited about all the special things God's put on my heart to share about. We're going to have faith brings freedom. And we're going to talk more about this and just some of the battles in our country and how you have been called by God to be part of the Elijah generation, to stand in the gap. So be a part with us. So don't forget, this Sunday, we got all kinds of good stuff going on. Enjoy your 4th of July. Enjoy the freedom God's given you. Walk in that liberty and just thank God that the greater one lives within you. You guys have a good weekend. See you Sunday. Bye-bye.